Today on Scrapyard Refugees, we're doing something a little different. I'm picking up a vehicle for a friend of mine. It's the same friend I bought Kermit from, so you know he's into weird vehicles. Now in my lifetime, I've driven a lot of different vehicles. Cars, trucks, buses, dump trucks, street sweepers, water trucks, just about anything you can think of. And I've driven different transmissions, automatic, 3 in the tree, 4-speed, 5-speed, 6-speed, 9-speed, 15-speed, 13 speeds. I even drove a truck that had 2 different gear shifts, one for the range and one for the gear selector. I've driven a lot of things, but something I've never driven is a right-hand drive vehicle. And not only is this vehicle we're picking up right-hand drive, but it's also a manual. So I gotta learn how to shift with my left hand. That's gonna be really strange. So when I pick it up, I don't know if they're gonna be able to film it or not. I don't know if the present owner is gonna be okay with that, but we'll see. If not, I'll definitely film the way home. And I'll show you what that is. That's awesome. What did we say, 660 cc? Wow. Well, we got a dent. Hey, this is made for tiny little Japanese people. 94 Mitsubishi, I don't know what you call it, truck. Pickup truck, Kei Truck. That's what they are, Kei Trucks. Alright. That's weird. Park and brake off. Alrighty. Okay, it's made for tiny Japanese people because the seat doesn't go back any further and the tilt steering, if it's got it, is all the way up. And my gut's almost running. This is weird. I'm on the wrong side of the freaking vehicle. Okay, I'm doing 60k, I think? No, 50? 50. I can't even see this. The steering wheel's not the right angle. What gear am I in? Okay, there's 5th. No tack. It's a weird experience. I said, I think I'm in 5th. I don't know if there's any more. Let's see. No, that was 4th. Okay. I wasn't. Okay. I'm in 5th. 60k. Although, go faster. We're on a dirt road. Okay. Clutch in. 4th. 3rd gear down, just getting used to what the gears are. I think it's geared low, like for hauling loads. Like 1st and 2nd, I can probably skip. Find that out. Okay. 4th, going up a hill. Come on! I'm gonna have to get a right-hand drive car. Probably one bigger though. This is tiny. Okay, so there's 80K. You can do that. Okay. I have no idea what the RPMs are because I haven't got the RPM. Doesn't have an RPM gauge. I got a fuel gauge, the temperature gauge, and a speedometer. That's it. And a bunch of idiot lights, so. Okay, remember my turn signals are on the right now. That's gonna be weird. Right, turn, I'm gonna use this hand, not the wipers, which are there, okay. Clutch, brake. It's weird, I actually have to think through steps that, you usually do automatically without thinking. Oh God, it's like I just learned how to drive standard. Giddy up. Yeah, let's see if we can get her up there. Well, there's 90. 95, and I'm catching up to my partner here, so I don't think I want to do much more than 95, which is 60 mile an hour. But better the windows up, but it's just weird. I'm not very comfortable. That's because I'm not Japanese. Headroom. Really like where filthy. I think the guy would have cleaned it before he sold it, dude. It's like so tight in here. I can barely roll the window up. It's a crank window, of course. She's snug. Just too fat. Funny, all the instructions are in Japanese. Here it's like how to work the PTO, tilt steering, I think. It's all in Japanese. Apparently the owner's manuals are in the glove box and they're all in Japanese. I mean, it's made in Japan, but it was never intended for this country. He said the radio doesn't work. There's nothing but static, and he thinks maybe because it's a Japanese motor or radio, it's different than North American radios. I don't know. He says because I'm static, but that could also just be the antenna's not hooked up. But other than that, wish the seat would go back more, the steering wheel would go up more. Still a little folded up in here. It's gonna be a long 3.5, 4 hour drive, but interesting. Okay, got a downshift here, I think. Turn signal. Hey, I got on the right side. On the right side. Yeah, I probably shifted too soon. Can't tell my signal's still on. Nope. Okay, that works. Okay. Wipers work, which is good. Oh, there we are. Here am I in. Oh. Well, it is a dump truck, so it's suspension's set for heavy loads. My fat ass is a heavy load, but still bouncing around too much. Acceleration run. Come on. There's 50 kilometers an hour. McDonald's. Here we go. Lunchtime. How if I can heel and toe this or not. I'm gonna go over here for a parking spot because there we are. Okay, parking brake on, left it in gear, shutter off. Okay, we're I don't know how long, half hour, 45 minutes into the drive, and these little Mitsubishi Kei trucks are not made for big people. Seat doesn't adjust, steering doesn't adjust, so I'm kind of rubbing the steering with my fat gut. A little narrow. I got my elbow against the window. Kind of an upright seating position for the pedals. Kind of cramped the way I got to work the gas pedal and the brake. It'd be okay for around town, but I got a 2 hour and 45 minute drive or more, depending, because this thing very fast. It's not quite comfortable. Air works good, which is good. And a couple times now I go to make a left-hand turn and I turn the wipers on because the turn stalk is on the opposite side as it normally would be. But it's kind of neat. It's still neat. It's just a little uncomfortable driving because of my size, basically. And having to think every time I shift. Oh, here we go. Every time I shift, I have to stop and think it's my left hand I got to do. Remember the pattern. Oh, there's third gear, yep. And it's a little dump truck, so it's geared. I think I could probably skip first gear altogether. I haven't tried it yet. Yeah, it's just my brain hurts because I got to think more what I'm doing because it's with my left hand. And when in fifth gear, my knees are rubbing against the shifter, so it's just a little uncomfortable. Yeah, so I just went to make a right-hand turn and pushed up on the wipers. And it's weird, I'll have to look over my shoulder here and not be able to go to, it's just awkward. Not a big power horse either. I mean, well, it's a 3-cylinder, 660 cubic inches. It's not even a liter motor. And I can do about 80. He'll do 95, but she seems to be screaming. I have no idea what the tack is because all I have is a speedometer and a fuel gauge and temperature gauge. We stopped to get fuel. I had about a quarter of a tank, I'm guessing. I put 20 bucks in it. It was like, not a very big tank, so I don't know how far we're going to go on it. Check the oil, which is weird because you got to flip the passenger left-hand seat. You flip the back down, the bottom up, and the whole thing flips up, and the engine's underneath the seat on the passenger side. Check the rads on the driver's side. It was down a quart of oil, so I put a quart of oil in it. And ironically, the oil was about the same price as the gas. Typical gas station, everything's overpriced. But a liter of oil for, I think with tax and everything, came to like 22 and a quarter or something like that. And I put 20, actually I think I might have got 25 bucks for the gas in this thing. But I mean, wow, it's crazy expensive oil, and hopefully the thing's cheap on gas. Well, it seems to be. I don't know how long a tank of gas will last in this thing. But, oh, there we go, just turn lanes and hit the wipers again. Alright, there we are. Yeah, it's so much to think about. It's like, change lanes, I gotta look over my left shoulder. It's like, the turn signal, which is now the wipers. And I'm just gonna wear these wipers out before we even get there, and it's a nice sunny day. But yeah, it's a geared, it's a city truck for sure. Like I said, on the highway, it can do the speed limit at 80, but not much more. I think there's a section here we gotta go down the 400 highway, and it's a 100 kilometer an hour zone, and I don't think it'll make 100 kilometer an hour. 3-cylinder engine, aerodynamics are a brick, and hauling me around. So it's going to be a long drive home, and like I said, it's not very comfortable. It's snug in here. It's a work truck for small people. But the air works, that's good. Alright, our first bit of adventure. We drive along and kind of heard a clump and a thump. I felt like I ran over something. So I pulled over, took a look, and it looks like we lost the AC belt, the belt for the air conditioning. And it looks like it's all by itself, so it doesn't affect the water pump or the alternator or any of that. Watching the gauges. Me running good. The only downside is I have no more air conditioning. On the upside, it's got a little more pep. I can do like 90 without too much problem. It seems a little easier, so maybe it's a blessing in disguise. But the best thing is it's still running. I mean, I don't know what to do to try and get belts in this thing to the side of the road, but AC we can live without. So far so good. We're going to go up here about a half hour, 45 minutes to Aurelia, and then stop and give her a good once over there, but everything seems to be running good. If anything else, a little bit more pep too, so that's good. But yeah, I crawled underneath, the belt was still hanging there. I pulled the belt out. Found a couple of big sized rocks sitting in the frame too. I think the guy used it to haul rocks around, being a little dump truck. But no, other than that, which is a little scary, all good to go. But yeah, you feel the belt went, I felt it because it's literally right under my seat. So I thought I ran over something, but no, the belt let go and hit the bottom of my seat. But onwards and upwards, forward or whatever. Hope we'll make it home. I gotta say though, I think I like it better with the window out and actually have more room. I gotta put my arm out. A little noisier. Not as cool obviously, but the breeze is good, and as I said, I literally have more room now with the windows down. That's how tight it is in here. So maybe no air conditioning is a good thing. Just less claustrophobic. Yeah, here's what's left of our belt. Big chunk of it anyways. But if that's all that goes wrong with this thing to get home, I'm okay with it. No, we'll get her home.